Good morning. Welcome to another week where we're discussing vision, how we get access to the the deep truths of the kind of world that we would like to manifest for ourselves and for others through the way that we live our lives, the world that we really want to inhabit. And I started us off last week with this theme and gave you guys a sense of where we're going. This week, I just want to offer you guys some more inquiry prompts and introduce you to this week of work and how I recommend you approach it. So I'm going to share my screen and take us to this. Take us to these prompts. So let's go ahead and look here. So if you want to see this, I'll add a link to this in the coordinates course. We've got all of these prompts here for you. And if you just go to vision in the coordinates course, you'll see the coordinates that I offered to you guys last week. And then if you go on in to inquiry, you're going to see some cool stuff here. So vision is all about clearing away invisible obstacles to what's possible so that we can dream a new world and step into it. And the round one of our inquiry, and I'll give us some kind of expansion prompts next week that'll help us go deeper. But round one is really about recognizing these visions we already carry with us, our ideals, our shoulds. And instead of just kind of going around the world, sort of projecting them onto the world, once we get them conscious, we can work with these and start to manifest them in a powerful way. So I actually just guided us through a meditation that took us through this first prompt, which is imagining an ideal day. So you could listen to that meditation if you want help with that prompt. An ideal world, imagining for everyone around us, right? So taking yourself through that exercise. Future vision, and we're going to be doing this exercise on Wednesday. Some of you have done it with me, but you can guide yourself through this, of course, taking yourself all the way to the end of your life and seeing what you've created, and then walking back and getting some information about how you got there, which will help give you the visions along the way. I always love to ask you guys to look at your personal experiences, your own work that's already happened with vision. You've already manifested a whole life for yourself, and so just looking for yourself, how's that worked? Both in manifesting things that you wanted and didn't want. You manifested all of it, right? Power of practice is another potential prompt that you could use here. Spiritual practice is how we identify and manifest our visions, really, right? It's how we're working with all of the unconscious and bringing it conscious. And so often we could just look to, what would it look like? What would this world look like if everybody was doing their practice? That's probably a pretty accurate vision of what you really want for the world. And you could do that for your personal self as well. And then this next prompt has got several parts. And again, any of one of these, you don't have to do all these prompts, just choose one, right? And dive in. But we can always look to the other coordinates. Those of you who've been going along with this journey or done the coordinates before, or even if you haven't, you could use any of these prompts. And you could go back to, you could see on the side here, our sources, Scions. It's closing these so you can see more of them. Right? You could go and check out the inquiry prompts for any of these to help you figure out your vision, right? So you've already got role models or sources for this. You've already got your Scions, which means the people that we want to do everything for. We've already got our friends, our fears, our values. So if you already have some of these or have been working with them, or just these seem powerful to you, pair your vision with these and see how these will give you information about your vision. And then the last prompt, so to speak, is again sort of different options for looking at vision from just other qualities and themes that tend to come up when we do this work with vision. Our hope for the world, our goals, our excitement about the future. The last few are ways that we're going to be accessing this through visualization, through dreams, imagination, and intuition. Creative practice is also something I'm going to talk about more on Wednesday, but we're going to access our vision not through necessarily the normally more conscious, more analytical, or more logical sort of left brain things are often going to be exactly what gets in our way. So I encourage you to explore that as well. Again, we don't have to do all of these at all. There's plenty. I give them all to you so that you can kind of get a sense of, oh, there's all these different ways that I could potentially access my vision. And then just choose one and do a journal practice or do some kind of creative practice. So that's what I'm offering you guys for this week. And really for the whole rest of the month, you're going to be working with these prompts. Next week, I'll talk a little bit about, okay, if you've been working with the prompts, if you've been doing some creative practice, what you can do to kind of start to take that raw material and make it more clear for yourself about how you can take your vision forward. But meanwhile, don't be in a rush. There's plenty of work to do right here, looking at the ideals and the shoulds that you already have about life and tapping into these deep intuitive resources that all of us have, not just creative people, not just spiritual people, right? Every single human has an imagination. Every single human dreams. That means we have these visions already. So reach out to me if you have questions or need help, extra guidance. Hang out with me on Wednesday for us to go deeper and do more of this guided work, visualization work. And yeah, give yourself, I want everyone to give yourselves a lot of time for dreaming and creative practice this month. That's going to be what's going to really open things up for us.